to everyone. Welcome to Mexico City. Hello? Do you listen to me? Yeah? Is it clear? Wonderful. I would like to ask you to have seats, please, because we're about to start this ceremony.
Yes, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I'm next to you.
That's good. I'm short.
Me too. It's fine because we
Well,
have really light.
I will start this ceremony addressing you in Spanish, and then the rest of it I will do it in English. Primero que nada, muy buenos días tengan todos ustedes. Bienvenidos a esta ceremonia inaugural de la Conferencia Anual de IASIA 2025 en esta bella ciudad, la Ciudad de México, y en esta institución que es la Casa de la Administración Pública en México, el Instituto Nacional de Administración Pública. Sean todos ustedes bienvenidos. Distinguished friends and colleagues, good morning to you all. It is an honor to extend you the warmest welcome to Mexico City and to what we proudly call your home, the National Institute of Public Administration, what we call the home of public administration in Mexico. Today, we are pleased to join you in celebrating the occasion of hosting together the annual conference of the International Association of Schools and Institutes of Administration, IASIA, 2025, under the theme, Building the Future of Governance, Transforming Mindsets, Strengthening Skills, and Expanding Knowledge. This conference has been organized with the conviction that we are at an historic turning point, one that calls upon us to rethink, strengthen, and transform governance and public institutions for sustainable development. To formally open this event, it is now my great pleasure to introduce the distinguished members of our Presidium. First, please join me in welcoming Dr. Luis Miguel Martinez Ansúrez, President of the National Institute of Public Administration. We are also greatly honored to have with us Dr. Najat Saruk, President of the International Association of Schools and Institutes of Administration, IASIA, Director of Development Knowledge Management, and member of the UN Committee of Experts on Public Administration. Doctor. We extend a warm welcome to Sofian Sarawi, Director General of the International Institute of Administrative Sciences, based in Brussels, Belgium. Please welcome to the Professor Lisa van Hadersveld, Functional Vice President of Programs of IASIA and Distinguished Scholar of the University of South Africa. It is also important to highlight the participation of Dr. Srinivas, President of the International Institute of Administrative Sciences, based in India, who is kindly following this conference remotely and has sent us a welcome message that we will share with you later. We're also honored by the team, the presence of the team of His Excellency, Mr. Abdefalat Lebar, sorry for the pronunciation, Ambassador of the United Kingdom of Morocco to Mexico, who is here with us together with ministers, advisors, and distinguished members of his delegation. Thank you very much for your presence. A warm greeting as well to all authorities, colleagues, specialists, academics, and public servants who are with us today here in person at INAP, as well as those who are joining us virtually from around the world as a testament of the truly international character of this conference. Well, please allow me to share with you the order of this ceremony. First, we will begin with the remarks of our distinguished members of the Presidium. Then, we will then present a brief tribute to a memory of distinguished colleagues deceased last year. We kindly ask those who will deliver these messages to move closer to the podium, here in the first line. This will be followed by the introduction of the conference theme and rationale by the rapporteurs. And finally, we will have the official group photograph here in the auditorium. Before we begin, please note the following important announcements. First, in compliance with safety and security regulations, emergency exits are clearly marked on both sides of this auditorium, on the back side of the auditorium and on the two corners of it. And the designated meeting point is located at the main plaza outside this building. In case of any emergency, please remain calm and follow the instructions of our personnel, who are duly identified. We appreciate your cooperation in ensuring the safety of all of us. During the ceremony, photos and video recordings will be taken, including the occasional use of a drone, as you could see, flying already above our sets. We kindly ask you to remain calm and proceed normally to allow the proper visual documentation of the event. We now begin with the first stage of the ceremony, the formal program, listening to the messages delivered by our distinguished speakers. First, we will begin with the address of Dr. Najat Zaruk, President of the International Association of Schools and Institutes of Administration, IASIA. The podium is yours. Please.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق والمرسلين. Your Excellency, dear Honorable Dr. Luis Miguel Martinez Anzures. Your Excellency, dear Honorable Dr. Luis Miguel Martinez Anzures, President of INAP of Mexico, Vice President and Representative for Latin America of IAS, dear Honorable Dr. Voruganti Srinivas, President of IAS, joining us remotely from India, dear Honorable peers, colleagues, friends, sisters, and brothers, members of the Board of Management of IASIA, members of the association and leaders of our working groups and subcommittees, dear Honorable Vice Presidents for Program, my sister Lisa, dear Honorable Chair and Vice Chair of ECAPA, dear Dr. Sufyan, Director General of our institute and his team, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. As representative of the United Cities and Local Government of Africa, UCLG Africa, based in the Kingdom of Morocco, from where I am, and its Academy ALGA, as President of the International Association of Schools and the Institute of Administration, IASIA, it is with great honor and deep joy and happiness that I would like to welcome you all to Mexico City for the 2024 annual conference of our association. Allow me first to extend a very warm welcome to the new president of IAS, Dr. Srinivas, whose transformative leadership will guide our common family into a better future. We stand ready to work with you, Dr. Srinivas, in advancing our shared vision, mission, and portfolio by pledging to continue together strengthening governance and public administration globally. I wish to begin by expressing, on behalf of IASIA community and Board of Management, our sincere and eternal gratitude to our esteemed local host, the National Institute of Public Administration, INAP of Mexico. My heartfelt thanks go to its president, His Excellency Dr. Luis Miguel Martinez Anzuras, for his vision, his trust, and his unwavering commitment, which allow all of us to be here this week for our flagship event. I also warmly acknowledge the dedication of El Maestro, Dr. Armando Alfonso, Executive Secretary of INAP, together with Dr. Ricardo Corral, Director of SICAP, who will also serve as our rapporteur with Lisa, and El Maestro Santiago Flores, and the entire INAP team who have worked tirelessly to make this conference possible. To our IASIA Board of Management, to the working group leaders, to ECAPA leaders, and the entire IASIA community worldwide, I express my deepest appreciation and eternal gratitude for making IASIA united, visible, vibrant, active, productive, and delivering. I extend also my eternal gratitude and my thanks, and warmest thanks, to the program committee and the leadership of Professor Lisa van Gersveld from South Africa, IASIA Functional Vice President for Program, and to all our colleagues from IAS Secretariat under the strong leadership of Dr. Sufyan Sahrawi, namely Cesar Alfonso, Steve Tropin, Kimberley, Hafida, Diana, Marcos, and forgive me if I forget someone. Allow me, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, to make also a special mention to Dr. Sufyan Sahrawi, who worked very, very hard to make INAP as a host country and Mexico as a host country. Thank you very much, Dr. Sufyan. Finally, my eternal gratitude goes to all the participants, leaders, scholars, practitioners, students, partners, and friends who are present here with us or who will join online. A big thank you for each of you for being here today. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, our team this year is both timely, ambitious, provocative, and urgent, shaping the future of governance, transforming mindset, enhancing skills, and expanding knowledge. It speaks to the significant challenge, the profound, the transformative dynamic, and the concrete change facing societies and governments across the globe. Conflict in different parts of the world, technical disruption, and the impressive impact of the artificial intelligence, the climate change, the persistent inequalities and vulnerabilities, while different global and regional agenda and commitment are struggling to meet their engagement and to achieve what was promised for the world we want, or for Africa we want, the region from where I am. Today, our world is demanding and calling for new ways of thinking, behaving, leading, managing, acting, and delivering. To deal with and meet such not obvious challenge of all kinds, we must begin by transforming our mindset, in particular in the public sphere, by cultivating, promoting, and rewarding a quality public service, an ethical leadership, and a professional management that are responsible, competent, proactive, agile, and inclusive. A leadership and managers, whether appointed or elected, who are here to serve, not to serve themselves, and not to enslave others, namely the citizens, the users, the clients, the service providers, or the partners. We need an ethical leadership and a type of management giving and not cutting wings, in particular for youth and for talented persons. And it's at this level where we see the centrality of education, of long life learning, training, and capacity development and building in any country or any institution. They are the pillars and foundation of any transformative dynamic based on human capital investment if really we want to achieve a sustainable and resilient development that leave no one behind, no place behind. It is with such pillars that we gain respect, dignity, success, and trust. And this is why our network is the key driver of such transformative dynamic, because our members carry the responsibility of preparing, capacitating, skilling, and empowering public servants with such mindset and values. Second, we must enhance skills. The practice of governance today requires digital literacy, participatory policy making, and the ability to work out of the box across borders and sectors. Public administration must be at the forefront of knowledge sharing, collective intelligence, co-creation, multi-actors partnership based on a responsible and wise use of the new technologies and the artificial intelligence, with the approach of the whole of government, the whole of society, and the whole of economy. Third, we must produce, share, and expand knowledge, research, academic exchange through internships, fields visit, and collaboration between academia and practitioners in order to enhance methodologies and tools and develop innovative models of governance. We must advance together in friendship and solidarity, mutual respect, connecting our insights and experience and building together our future. This conference provides precisely such a space and such opportunities, a global and cultural diverse platform we are all proud of, and I am proud of, where ideas, innovation, brainstorming, and practice meet, where scholars, students, professionals, and practitioners engage, and where our community renews and showcase of our commitment to the values of ethical leadership, professional public administration, effective governance, and quality public service, including for education, training, and empowerment. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we would not have chosen a more inspiring setting for this dialogue. Mexico is a land of ancient civilization and ancestral wisdom, home to cultures that have shaped the history of humanity with their knowledge, resilience, and creativity. And you will discover this during our cultural excursion. It is its traditions and rituals, its vibrant music and dance, its rich culinary heritage, and artistic expressions are not only treasures of humanity, but also living testimonies of how heritage, cultural identity, and innovation can coexist and flourish. To be in Mexico City, one of the great cultural capitals of the world, is to be reminded that governance must also draw upon history, heritage, communities, and cultural pride to chart a better future. As we open officially this year's conference, let us be inspired by the vibrant history and dynamism of a country and a city, Mexico, where traditions meets transformation. Let us dedicate ourselves to a constructive dialogue, collaboration, co-creation, and mutual learning and empowering. And let us together imagine and shape the future of governance for the world we want, for the public administration we want, and the education and training we want. Before closing my opening remarks, allow me to ask you all for a big applause because we are also celebrating 70 years of existence of INAP. Please. I wish you all a fruitful and memorable, unforgettable conference and a sound harvest. Thank you for your kind attention and God bless you all. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Many thanks, Dr. Najat Nasarup, for your kind message. Well, next we will listen to a recorded message of Dr. Suresh Srinivas, the President of the International Institute of Administrative Sciences and Secretary of Government of India, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances. So please, if we could play the video recorded.
Distinguished President of INAP, Dr. Luis Miguel Martinez Anzures, Distinguished President of IASIA, Dr. Najat Zarruq, the Director General of the International Institute of Administrative Sciences, Dr. Sofian Saroi, Dr. Vidal Lerinas Morales, the Undersecretary of Industry and Commerce from the Ministry of Economy of Mexico, Dr. Jose Merino, the Head of Digital Transformation and Telecommunications Agency of Mexico, Dr. Ricardo Corral, the Director at the National Institute of Public Administration, Mexico, distinguished delegates. I extend a warm and hearty welcome to each one of you on behalf of the International Institute of Administrative Sciences to the IASIA 2025 Annual Conference at Mexico City. At the outset, my congratulations and gratitude to the President of INAP for his unwavering commitment for the successful conduct of this conference. I would also like to congratulate the distinguished President of IASIA, Dr. Najat Zarruq, for her outstanding leadership and dedication to institution building of IASIA. In fact, under her presidency, the IASIA has gained significant strides in mission and impact. The theme of this year's conference, Shaping the Future of Governance, Transforming Mindsets, Enhancing Skills, and Expanding Knowledge, has attracted over 300 abstracts from 45 countries. This conference, with 11 working groups, 12 plenary sessions, 3 UNDESA sessions, and a PhD seminar, represents one of the largest IASIA conferences and a hugely successful milestone under the presidency of Dr. Najat Zarruq and for the leadership team of INAP, ably led by Dr. Luis Miguel Martinez Anzures. The future of the International Institute of Administrative Sciences must be built on collaboration without borders, knowledge without boundaries, and governance without exclusion. Since its inception in 1974, the IASIA has built a proud legacy of advancing excellence in public administration worldwide. The IASIA represents a global network across more than 100 countries, serving as the world's hub for excellence in public administration, education, and training. We have connected scholars, practitioners, and institutions across the world through research, accreditation, and dialogues, and strengthening governance capacity across nations. Together, the International Institute of Administrative Sciences and IASIA stand united in vision. They represent the global community of scholars, practitioners, and public servants who are immensely committed to strengthening and enhancing administrative capacity, advancing excellence in education and training, and promoting ethical standards and innovations in governance. The collective approach promotes public administration as a force for inclusion, integrity, and transformation. I assumed the presidency of the International Institute of Administrative Sciences in June 2025, and since I have served the International Institute of Administrative Sciences with unwavering commitment and the vision of a digitally agile, publications-rich, and resource-rich IIAS is now taking shape, anchored in transparency, diversity, and the spirit of shared purpose. Let me mention a few key achievements in the 100 days of Indian presidency of the IAAS. We've tried to strengthen the IAAS's regional entities and the regional associations, the European Group of Public Administration, the IASIA, with both of which have witnessed and successfully organized elections to the ECPA Steering Committee, and the IASIA Board of Management will be held as part of this conference. We've also engaged with the Latin American Group of Public Administration, which held its annual conference in Lima, Peru, and the Asian Group of Public Administration, which will soon be holding its annual conference. More than 50 high-level strategic meetings have been convened to advance the International Institute of Administrative Sciences agenda as an institution that is digitally agile, publications-rich, and research-rich institute. We've also tried to revisit and review the scientific strategy of IAAS and promoted the International Governance Index being formulated and strengthened the institutional framework for public governance research. Further, the IAAS represents the globe's one of the foremost institutions with almost 100-year legacy. So the Indian presidency has tried to take up a major legacy project to document the 100-year history of the International Institute of Administrative Sciences. For a digitally agile IIAS, we've tried to pursue digital transformation with a multilingual website, podcasts, and newsletters. The International Institute of Administrative Sciences is deeply committed to strengthening IASIA as an institution of academic rigor that will contribute to the IAS strategic direction, especially in areas of strengthening the schools and institutes of public administration across the globe. I wish the IASIA 2025 conference at Mexico City all success. Thank you.
Well, next, we will hear from Dr. Sofian Sarawi, Director General of the International Institute of Administrative Sciences, his message. Doctor.
Good morning, everybody. Very happy to be here to see this crowd. I will not be too long, I will not venture into talking about things that others can talk better about. Very simply, I am very happy and with a profound joy that I returned to the IASIA conference, a community I have been privileged to be part of since 2011. My journey with you began, when I was representing the Institute of Public Administration of Bahrain, then continued through my role as Vice President for the Middle East on the IASIA board, and of course now as Director General since 2017. Now this is to tell you that I have really, learned to appreciate this conference, to appreciate this community. And I say it, bluntly, like they would say, or we have three major conferences in IAS: the IAS conference itself, the IASIA conference, and the ECPA conference. Of course, we do our best to organize each one of them in the best possible way. But I truly rejoice coming to this conference in particular, as I came from this community, and I feel a high degree of loyalty to it. IASIA holds a special place in my heart. It truly embodies the spirit of a global family. While we fondly remember those no longer with us, and that we will remember later on as part of the program of this opening ceremony, it is a joy to see so many familiar faces year after year. The strong bonds of fellowship and friendship we have built over the years are our greatest strength, fostering a resilient and an inclusive community. And here again, I insist on community. IASIA is truly a community, not just a conference. IASIA is a home for everyone, from the global north to the global south. When our mother organization, IIIS, whom you've just heard the president speaking, contemplated statutory changes back in 2023, IASIA proudly and swiftly reaffirmed its core commitment to inclusiveness and globalization. As IIS again considers greater financial and operational autonomy for ECPA, which is our European group, I want to assure you that the Secretariat is dedicated to ensuring that any positive developments will also benefit our cherished IASIA community. Of course, in a spirit of sustainability and making sure that IASIA can stay the course for the longest possible time. We are thrilled to be in Mexico for this year's annual conference. Following my productive visit last year with President Najat Zarrouk to the LACPA conference, we proposed hosting IASIA at INAP. Seeing this vision come to life in such a promising setting is deeply gratifying. Beyond the conference itself, our presence here marks a significant step in revitalizing our strategic partnership with INAP, which has rejoined IAS as a national section. I seize this opportunity to thank President Martinez, Luis Miguel Martinez Ansúrez, Rafael Martinez, and the whole team of INAP for their leadership in ensuring that we hold this conference, but also that INAP recovers its rightful role within IAS. President Martinez is Vice President for Latin American IAS and Deputy Chair of the Finance Committee, and we look forward to a leadership role of INAP in IASIA as we hold IASIA elections this week. This visit, which is the visit that we had last year, has allowed us to reestablish and strengthen our ties with the CLAD, which is the Latin American network also, with whom we are already planning next year's conference. We remain strongly committed to deepening our collaboration with our regional groups. And during this conference, I look forward to discussing concrete joint activities with some members of the LACPA boards that are attending this conference. Today is also a significant day for IASIA as we hold the election of its board, as I mentioned before. Under the dedicated leadership of Dr. Zarrouk, we have seen remarkable progress, particularly with ICAPA, which is our accreditation agency, and the enrichment of our conference program with new working groups. This strong foundation provides an excellent springboard for the incoming board to build upon in areas like membership, communication, and scientific output. We have great ambitions for this organization, and the Secretariat will provide the new board with full support to fulfilling its objectives. I eagerly anticipate meeting with the new president to discuss how we can champion these exciting opportunities together. In conclusion, it is a pleasure to be back in Mexico and at INAP. My sincere thanks to everyone who has worked tirelessly to bring in this project to a successful reality. Of course, we will go back at the end of the conference to give due thanks to everybody that has contributed to these conferences. But let me, in the meantime, thank in particular, as I said, the leadership of INAP with Professor Luis Miguel Martinez Anzures for their, tireless efforts to host us here and to make of this conference a great success. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.
Well, next, we will hear the message of our president, the president of National Institute of Public Administration, Dr. Luis Miguel Martinez Anzures. Please, doctor.
Buenos días a todas y todos quienes participan en esta conferencia IASIA 2025, intitulada Dando forma al futuro de la gobernanza, transformando mentalidades, mejorando habilidades y ampliando conocimientos. Saludo en primera instancia a quienes me acompañan en esta apertura. Es un honor ser su anfitrión y recibir esta conferencia IASIA 2025. En esta ocasión abordaremos un tema que define el presente y el futuro de la administración pública, la gobernanza como elemento definitorio para mejorar habilidades y ampliar conocimientos. Nos encontramos en un punto de definición, la intersección entre la teoría de la gobernanza y la práctica administrativa para dar futuro a la gobernanza y transformar mentalidades. Partimos de la premisa que sostiene que los retos estructurales de nuestros gobiernos, desde la ineficiencia en la prestación de servicios hasta la crisis de legitimidad, no pueden superarse sin un compromiso decidido con los principios de una gobernanza moderna. Esta gobernanza, a su vez, es inalcanzable sin una ampliación del conocimiento y una mejora sustancial de las habilidades dentro de la administración pública. A lo largo de esta presentación abordaremos estos principios: transparencia, inclusión, equidad, innovación y sostenibilidad. No como conceptos abstractos, sino como una herramienta práctica cuyo potencial para el desarrollo está directamente ligado a la capacidad institucional para aplicarlos. El propósito es precisamente definir un marco de análisis que nos permita transitar del diagnóstico hacia la propuesta de soluciones viables. Un marco donde la gobernanza provee la dirección, la aplicación del conocimiento proporciona el fundamento y la mejora de habilidades construye la capacidad de ejecución. Quisiera comenzar señalando que la preocupación sobre el fundamento del gobierno no se centra solo en los procesos de toma de decisiones, sino de manera crítica en la capacidad institucional y gubernamental para implementarlos. Es aquí donde surge el fantasma de la ingobernabilidad, cuando las decisiones políticas no pueden ser puestas en marcha de manera efectiva. Esta falla se origina en una doble brecha, una brecha de conocimientos y una brecha de habilidades. En este contexto, la preocupación sobre el gobierno como eje de cambio trasciende de manera en toma de decisiones políticas para centrarse en la capacidad institucional y gubernamental necesarias para materializar el desarrollo social. Dicha capacidad descansa fundamentalmente en una gobernanza efectiva, la cual es, a su vez, el resultado de una ampliación de conocimientos especializados y de una mejora sustancial de las habilidades directivas y operativas dentro de la administración. Para fundamentar esta perspectiva, resulta crucial recurrir a postulados teóricos que sitúan a la gobernanza como el pivote entre la intención política y el desarrollo social tangible. La lente teórica nos permite entenderla no como un concepto abstracto, sino como un mecanismo práctico cuya eficiencia depende de las competencias humanas y el saber institucional. En conjunto, estos postulados refuerzan la premisa central: sin una inversión estratégica en el conocimiento y las habilidades que alimentan los procesos de gobernanza, la capacidad del gobierno para actuar como un genuino eje de cambio para el desarrollo social permanecerán severamente limitados. La gobernanza, por tanto, surge como un paradigma esencial para revisar los esquemas tradicionales de la administración pública, adaptándolos a las dinámicas de sociedades modernas caracterizadas por un dinamismo público constante en participación activa de la sociedad civil y la evolución del ejercicio democrático. Este enfoque revaloriza lo público al posicionar a la gobernanza como la directriz fundamental para las acciones de gobierno, proponiendo una renovación profunda de los conceptos de gestión y administración. Para que esta renovación sea efectiva, requiere una ampliación del conocimiento sobre estos nuevos contextos sociopolíticos y una mejora de las habilidades directivas para navegarlos. Es así como la acción de gobierno encuentra en la gobernanza una vía para expandir su legitimidad y eficacia en la búsqueda del desarrollo social. Utilizar la gobernanza para reactivar las acciones de gobierno implica adoptar principios y prácticas concretas que fortalezcan la eficacia y legitimidad. Este proceso, sin embargo, es intrínsecamente dependiente de las capacidades humanas e institucionales para integrar a los ciudadanos en la toma de decisiones, para fomentar la colaboración entre actores gubernamentales, para garantizar la transparencia y la rendición de cuentas. Sus contribuciones, mediadas por la ampliación del conocimiento y la mejora de habilidades, son múltiples y abarcan aspectos como fortalecimiento de la legitimidad y la confianza institucional, incremento de la eficiencia y la eficacia en las políticas públicas, promoción de la sostenibilidad y equidad en el desarrollo y construcción de capital social y gobernabilidad. El papel de la gobernanza para fomentar el desarrollo social es de primer orden al facilitar la participación inclusiva, proteger los derechos humanos, atender las desigualdades y promover un desarrollo sustentable que asegure el bienestar y la prosperidad de la sociedad. Ahora bien, la administración pública desempeña un papel fundamental en la implementación y ejecución de las políticas y programas diseñados para promover el desarrollo social conforme a los principios de gobernanza. Su participación es crucial en varios aspectos. Por ejemplo, la administración pública tiene que asumir la esencia, las ventajas y los alcances del gobierno electrónico, además de constituirse como la institución que tiene a su cargo la importancia de crear y diseñar mejores sistemas que favorezcan su relación y atención para los ciudadanos. La administración al servicio del público ciudadano implica que el desarrollo tenga como objetivo impactar la forma positiva del desarrollo de la sociedad para transformar cualitativamente sus condiciones de vida, alentando la expansión de las fuerzas productivas y el mejor desempeño de la economía en la vida pública tenga condiciones óptimas para su desarrollo en los planos tanto individual como colectivo. Las tareas del buen gobierno para solucionar problemas públicos se reflejan por el modo en que los estados se desenvuelven en contextos impredecibles, volátiles y turbulentos que ponen a prueba las capacidades de respuesta para adaptarse y remontar las condiciones adversas que enfrentan. La toma de decisiones sobre estas necesidades deben realizarse bajo reglas democráticas, la consolidación de instituciones democráticas. Es por lo anterior que la administración pública, entendida como estructura y proceso de gobierno, como ejercicio profesional y disciplina académica, presenta una directriz que propone revalorar lo público. La gobernanza surge como un enfoque que busca la revisión y la renovación de los conceptos de la administración y la gestión pública en el marco de sociedades modernas en las que el ejercicio de la democracia liberal es una constante. La administración pública, en todo caso, encontró su máxima expansión y legitimación durante el apogeo del estado de bienestar. La gobernanza como tendencia para la reactivación de lo público, de la administración pública, es una consecuencia directa de la lucha por democratizar el régimen político y el resultado del despertar de los ciudadanos y la sociedad civil, que toman partido sobre la actuación de las funciones públicas y se pronuncian en los asuntos públicos. En este orden de ideas, la gobernanza eficaz es un sine qua non para buscar un desarrollo que beneficie a todos los miembros de una sociedad y que pondere la equidad y la sostenibilidad como elementos que guían y definen la calidad del desarrollo. Esta presentación sobre gobernanza en la administración pública, mejora de habilidades y ampliación de conocimientos puede guiar a la administración para lograr sus objetivos. Un desarrollo verdaderamente sostenible requiere equilibrar el crecimiento económico. Las políticas públicas deben abordar las desigualdades estructurales. El trabajo de la administración pública debe orientarse a resultados tangibles. Además, en sociedades marcadas por crisis permanente, el sector público debe demostrar adaptabilidad, coordinándose de manera efectiva para responder a desafíos sin perder de vista los objetivos de equidad y sostenibilidad. Los desafíos contemporáneos, desde la globalización hasta el cambio climático, demandan una gobernanza adaptable e innovadora. La complejidad de estos problemas requiere soluciones que trasciendan los enfoques tradicionales mediante la creación de redes de políticas públicas flexibles y la coordinación entre diferentes órdenes de gobierno y actores sociales. Esta capacidad de adaptación debe estar acompañada por una visión de largo plazo que integre plenamente los principios de sostenibilidad. Como muestra la experiencia histórica de México, las reformas administrativas no pueden quedarse en ajustes técnicos superficiales, sino que deben incorporar de manera transversal la transformación de mentalidades, la mejora de habilidades y la ampliación del conocimiento. Por lo tanto, una gobernanza basada en estos principios no solo impulsa el desarrollo, sino que también fortalece la resiliencia de las sociedades frente a los desafíos del futuro. Para finalizar, quisiera remarcar que la gobernanza, por definición, se centra en la revisión de los esquemas de administración pública, pero desde el contexto de las sociedades modernas, en las que el dinamismo público, la participación ascendente de organizaciones no gubernamentales y de nueva coyuntura del ejercicio democrático en el marco de la transición política son constantes, antes no estudiadas. La gobernanza analiza categorías impensadas para los teóricos de la administración pública, ya que simplemente no existían las condiciones históricas y el trabajo administrativo que ahora demanda desde la misma sociedad más politizada y organizada. De esta manera, en las condiciones actuales, es necesario que se manifieste de los servidores gubernamentales la vocación para interpretar los nuevos procesos sociales desde la lógica público-administrativa y política, pues es necesario que las organizaciones públicas se fundamenten en la importancia de la dimensión política. La gobernanza, como tendencia actual de la administración pública, debemos entenderla como el resultado de la revisión de los enfoques pasados y la actualización, así como en el ensayo de formas administrativas que permitan eficientar el trabajo gubernamental en las sociedades dinámicas y en coyunturas de cambio. Hoy en día, la capacidad institucional de la administración pública tiene que revisarse debido a los cambios que se desarrollan en la sociedad, la economía y la vida pública, porque son el centro que justifica la intervención de los gobiernos en las áreas de interés público. Por último, les recuerdo que la administración pública tiene que asumir la esencia, las ventajas y los alcances que posibilitan transformar mentalidades, mejorar habilidades y ampliar el conocimiento. Muchas gracias.
Well, many thanks to all our key speakers for their insightful messages in this opening ceremony. Now we proceed to the next item in our program, a brief tribute in memory of distinguished colleagues who are no longer with us. We kindly ask that the prepared memorial images are projected on the screen, please. Next, thank you very much. We will hear a brief remark from some of our colleagues who will each honor the memory of our dear scholars. Then I will be calling all the speakers here to the podium so that they address this audience with a message in memory of our colleagues. First, please welcome Dr. Naja Zaruk, who will offer a brief tribute to the memory of Professor Alan Rosenbaum. Please.
Thank you very much for giving me the floor again. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Alan Rosenbaum, Professor Dr. Alan Rosenbaum was and will stay a role model in the family of IAS, IASIA, and ICAPA. He was behind so many initiatives, programs, and projects. And the last initiative he left for all of us was the launch of the review and adaptation and design of a new generation of the standards of excellence. And he was the one who mobilized for all of us the support and partnership from UNDESA and its division of public institution and digital government. And this idea today is a reality on the ground and a great success. Where you are, dear Alan, we will never forget you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Zaruk. Next, I will ask Dr. Sofian Sarawi to come to this podium to pay tribute to the memory of Dr. Fabien Maron.
Thank you. Many of you knew Fabienne, I guess. She's probably the iconic figure of our networks, whether it is AISIA, ECPA, or IAS. In particular for AISIA, she was a vibrant part of our AISIA conferences since 2017 and became actively involved in supporting the program chair since 2022. So she was very much part of this conference, and this is probably the first year where she's not around. As we say in French, she was a fourré au moulin, involved in everything, always ready to provide whatever support was needed. For 25 years, Fabienne didn't just work for IAS, AISIA, and ECPA. She lived and breathed our mission. Her passing leaves a profound void, but her legacy is the incredibly strong foundation she built. She was the heart of the ECPA network, a visionary builder, and a vital link across our organizations. She's probably, as I said, the most recognizable figure across all of our organizations, projects, services, you name it. Her spirit of dedication created a global family of public administration, scholars, and practitioners. While filling her shoes is quite impossible, we are inspired to honor her memory by moving forward in the same collaborative spirit she embodied. We are committed to nurturing this family and advancing the mission to which she was so devoted. May she rest in peace, confident that we will continue the work she loved so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sarawi. Well, next, I would like to invite Professor Henry Krukamp to this podium so that he shares with us his message in honor to the memory of Dr. Blue Wooldridge. Professor Krukamp.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Blue Woolridge, one of the national and international awarded doyens of public administration, was a real developer of people, a mentor, an agent of change, and a leader of note. He possessed natural abilities and knowledge to lead with wisdom. He believed in the beauty of simplicity and was not one of the rowdy types, although those of us who know him could have believed the contrary. Through modest faith and service to mankind, did Blue set an example that all of us can be proud of. His contribution in our lives is engraved in those who were privileged to know him. It also, for those, furthermore, inspired us to be better and never be disheartened when things do not go our way. His energy and enthusiasm was also a source of inspiration, which was to the advantage of everyone whom he came in contact with. He was perceived to be so energetic, always displaying a highly personal brilliance in his analysis and presentations of papers. On a personal level, was I privileged to work with Blue as co-chair of Working Group 1 on Education and Training in IASIA, working with him as board member of IASIA and also collaborate on research. The thoroughness of his work always impressed me. I still endeavor to learn the trade that Blue exhibited of masterly pinpointing all the most important events with so much precision and correctness. His ability to have worked with people was contagious. I always admired Blue's decisiveness, that his no was a no, and his yes was a yes under all circumstances, and I greatly appreciated his optimism, peacefulness, and wisdom. He was not scared to share with everyone. It is therefore with great sadness that I remember Blue Woodridge, and I would like to convey my heartfelt condolences to the Woodridge family. I thank you.
Many thanks for your heartfelt message, Professor Krukamp. Well, next we will hear the message of Professor Lisa van der Harsveld. Have to learn it. To share her thoughts on the memory of Dr. Laila El Baradei. Thank you very much, Lisa.
Good morning. You can see this is a challenge for everybody that is speaking today, and that is truly because we walk a road with all these colleagues. I know, and I knew all them personally, because once you get to IASIA, you become part of the family, and you get to know people, and you get to spend so much time with them that you just inevitably view them as your family. And for Leila, it is exactly the same. I've known Leila for many, many years. We worked together on the working groups. She was responsible for working group 5 because she had a deep passion for gender and equity. And many people presented in her working group and felt that passion and commitment that she showed and shared. If I think of Leila, there is many things I can mention. Her amazing work at the American University in Cairo that I had the privilege to visit and to spend time with her at her university and to see her commitment and passion. And if I think of Leila in that environment at the university, I view her as a true mother to her students because she cared about her students and she wanted them to succeed, and she was passionate about policy, and she was committed to her work. I can also think about the book that we co-authored together on environmental governance because she cared about the environment very deeply. But most of all, when I think of Leila, it is the person that I miss dearly. She had a heart of gold. She was friendly. She was a person with integrity, without agendas. She was kind, and I truly miss her smile that had the ability to light up a room. I miss her dearly, and throughout this conference, I will continue to miss her. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lisa, for your kind words. Next, and finally, we would like to invite Professor Natasha Holzhausen to this podium to address the audience in order to pay the tribute to the memory of Professor Jerry Kuye.
Esteemed guests, colleagues, friends. On the 21st of September 2025, merely 2 days after his 73rd birthday, the sun set finally on the life of Professor Dr. Jerry O. Kuye. Professor Kuye may have been short in length, but he walked proudly and with conviction amongst giants. Prof. Kuye joined the University of Pretoria's School of Public Management and Administration in the year 2000 as our director, and during his term in office, he brought many opportunities to the school to interact with not only the highest level of government, but also with various international bodies, including IASIA. That is also how we often welcomed Prof. Allen, Prof. Blue, Prof. Ram Kumar Mishra, Prof. Michiel de Vries, Prof. Joran Nemec to the SPMA. I am often reminded of their fierce debates and the profound contributions to our academic discourse in public administration and management. Prof. Kuye championed for the inclusion of specifically African policy and African leadership, and he was also the chair of the leadership working group at IASIA for many, many years. Prof. Kuye, when he was presenting at events all over the world, he would have a few concepts written down, but for the most part, he always spoke about issues that captured his imagination at that time. I can still hear him name a concept no one has ever heard of, and he would preface by stating, as I would call it. He was proudly African, but a global citizen, and at his last farewell, he requested that the flags of Nigeria, Canada, and South Africa be at his memorial service. Prof. Koeie might not have been the easiest individual to work with, and he pushed everyone. Yes, he did. He expected a lot from colleagues, but when it came to recognizing and socializing, no one had Prof. Koeie's flair. He enjoyed seeing the colleagues happy and thriving, and that is something that I will always, always remember. I stand still for a moment before you, and I look back to all of these wonderful giants that we all had the privilege of knowing. And in my mind's eye, I currently see Prof. Allen, Prof. Blue, and Prof. Jerry, wherever they are, laughing and debating public administration. Their voices might be silent now, but it will keep on being alive in the discourse of our discipline through us, and let's honor them through the work we do. We have lost the giants, but it's never, ever a final goodbye. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your kind message, Professor Holzhausen. Well, now I kindly ask everyone here in the audience to please stand up and join me in observing 1 minute of silence in the memory of our colleagues. And it starts now. Thank you for your kind attention. Please be seated as we continue with the next part of our ceremony, which is next, as I was announcing before, the introduction of the conference theme and rationale to be presented by the rapporteurs. Please welcome to the podium Professor Lisa van Jandersveld, Functional Vice President for Programs of IASIA, a distinguished scholar of the University of South Africa, and a Dean of Asia Conferences. Please join me, as she has participated nearly 20 years in these conferences. So, Lisa, very welcome again.
Muchas gracias, Ricardo. I am going to try and inspire you about the conference program that we spent many hours, weeks, and months preparing for this week. And it was such an honor and privilege to work with the colleagues at INAP. They are so friendly and kind, and sometimes we have meetings at very strange times because we have to accommodate the time zone in South Africa, the time zone in Brussels, the time zone in Morocco, and in Mexico. So I was so excited and happy to work with them, and their commitment and support was amazing. And I hope you have an opportunity to enjoy the conference program that we've prepared for you. If there is a slight last-minute change in any regard, please bear with us, because You do have colleagues that at the last minute had travel challenges that might not be here and that might get removed. So please download the app and check the program carefully for any new updates that might be available. Now, as you can see, for this year, we decided to talk about the future of governance. And it's extremely timely and important for us to do so in public administration. But I'm going to leave that to my co-rapporteur, Ricardo, to tell you more about why we decided on this conference theme. What I would like to tell you is that for this conference, we were so blessed that we received 296 abstracts. Those abstracts came from 44 different countries. So this is truly an international conference with diversity and representation from around the world. And to my fellow South Africans, I'm so happy to see all of you in Mexico. Now, for this year, we currently have 11 working groups. Last year, we introduced a new working group on disaster risk reduction, and that working group was very popular and received quite a large number of submissions. So we are happy that we made a good new contribution to the working groups as we are having them this year. And I look forward to the discussions, debates, and participation of all the papers being presented in the different working groups. If you would like to attend, we have something for everyone. This is marketing. So there's working groups on human resource management, policy, leadership, gender, anything you can think of, disaster risk reduction. So please feel free to attend any of the working group sessions, participate, share your views, and ask questions. We are also extremely excited because this year we have panel sessions in Spanish. So I might attend some of those sessions to improve my Spanish. That is limited. And we also have 12 different panels that we arranged for you and that I hope you will enjoy. To give you a slight little indication of what is to come, please remember that we have the host country panel tomorrow on Tuesday, and we have experts from Mexico that is going to share their views with you on the future of governance, and it is not to be missed. We are also extremely blessed this year to have 3 sessions with UNDISA, hosted by Cristina Rodriguez Acosta. We are excited about our continued collaboration with the United Nations. Now, these sessions with the United Nations will focus on the Sustainable Development Goals, and that is something that everybody is currently very interested in, so those are sessions you would not want to miss. Now, to add to our extremely exciting program, this year we also have a kick-off meeting. So in terms of a kick-off meeting, it is the very first meeting that we have if we plan to create a new working group. We receive a submission. We go through the submission to determine if it has merit, if it is interesting, if it is something that the IASIA family and community will be interested in. So we have a submission, and that is a submission that was from myself and Professor Natasha Holzhausen from the University of Pretoria that is focused on the very exciting topic of artificial intelligence, the 4th Industrial Revolution, that is very important for the public service. And since yesterday, we had a very exciting presentation at INAP. We are also including security, cybersecurity into that kick-off meeting because the security of the public service is extremely important. So if you are interested in a working group on artificial intelligence, the 4th Industrial Revolution and cybersecurity, you would not want to miss our kick-off meeting to share your views and your inputs. And that will be this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Please check your program if you are interested in that session. I also want to do a little bit of marketing for a proposed book that we are busy with. This is a book proposal that is very near and dear to my heart. It is a book proposal by Professor Dr. Tamer Karmoud, Dr. Sufyan Saghrawi, and myself. And it is looking at fragility and conflict states. This is something that is extremely important because conflict is increasing around the world, and we need to do more research on this topic. So if you would like to contribute towards this book, please come to the meeting. It is a panel session. It is on the program. Show your interest, share your views with us. We are very excited about this book because it is needed. And at the end of the day, it is the citizens in conflict and fragile states that is suffering the most. And we really need to put their interests in our hearts and care for them. Now, we also this week have a very exciting week because we have elections, and I want to say good luck to all the candidates. It's going to be an exciting time. But if you think I am just here to send you in a scholarly and academic direction, I would like to remind you that we have a number of coffee breaks. Coffee is important, so please use the time for networking. We have a welcome function tonight that should not be missed, and we also have a gala dinner and a very exciting excursion. So we try to balance the program for you, and we are very happy to have you in Mexico, and I hope and trust that you will enjoy this conference with INAP, that is a wonderful host, and with the rest of the IASIA family. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Lisa. You can tell just about how experienced she is about these conferences. Well, following it is my turn, actually, as one of the rapporteurs of this conference, to share a brief introductory message on the rationale of this conference. So, well, first of all, I have to say it is an honor for me to have the opportunity to share with you a brief reflection on this rationale. We are gathered here today by a shared concern, that at the same time by a common aspiration to rethink through critical reflection the future of governance in a world that is changing faster than our conceptual, institutional, and normative structures can explain and deal with. For decades, the international community has devoted enormous efforts to build the technical and theoretical foundations of what we call the good governance. We have established international principles and documented best practices in transparency, accountability, efficiency, inclusion, equity, participation, rule of law. And we have worked to strengthen institutions that are essential pillars for the development in general. However, the current context compels us to undertake a profound review of those very foundations. We are living in an era of structural polycrisis in which multiple global challenges, climatic, technological, economic, social, political, geopolitical, converge, simultaneously reshaping the coordinates of power, governance, and knowledge. Paraphrasing, well, using the words of Marshall Berman, we are witnessing a changing reality in which all that is solid melts into air. What we once considered solid, democratic aspirations, globalization and trade, human rights, diversity, environmental stewardship, gender equality, inclusion, they are all now being weakened by a new and uncertain reality. The conditions and paradigms defining governance up until now may no longer be sufficient to guide us into the future. The institutional architectures that we believed ensured stability are now being questioned by more immediate social demands, by simultaneous crisis, by disruptive technological change, and by citizens that demand not only tangible results, but also ethical integrity, inclusiveness, and adaptability in the context of crisis. For this reason, the theme of this forum, of this conference, Shaping the Future of Governance, Transforming Mindsets, Enhancing Skills, and Expanding Knowledge, is not merely an inspirational slogan, but a program of action. We hope it is a program of action. Transforming mindsets means recognizing that the problems of the present cannot be solved with the approaches of the past. It demands intellectual flexibility, critical thinking, and the willingness to redefine and learn anew. Enhancing skills means enhancing institutions and fostering individuals with the technical, digital, and every tool needed to manage complexity and anticipate changes. Expanding knowledge means breaking disciplinary silos, integrating science, innovate, improving the use of evidence for decision-making, and embracing continuous learning as an indispensable foundation of modern public service. In sum, this is not merely about reforming institutions, it is about reimagining governance, endowing with agility, purpose, empathy, resilience, and adaptability our quotidian practices. Dear colleagues, this conference presents us with an invitation to think boldly and act responsibly, to question paradigms, to share experiences, and to build together the new foundations of the governance for the future. Throughout more than 10 panels and working groups, we will analyze the challenges we face, and with that, critically demanding our creativity, our cooperation, and our determination to solve them out. Success will depend on each of our abilities to think differently, to redefine leadership, to rebuild our capabilities, to innovate with integrity, and to act with a sense of purpose and public commitment. I would like to conclude this introductory message by acknowledging the work of the organizing committee of this conference and by expressing my gratitude to all participants for their interest, dedication, and contributions to be made in the days ahead. May this meeting be the starting point of a new stage, a stage of transformative, adaptive, human, and visionary governance, capable of responding with effectiveness and hope to the challenges of development in our changing world. Thank you very much, and my best wishes for a successful conference. Well, we're reaching now the end of this conference, this opening ceremony. We'll now proceed to the official group photograph here in the auditorium. Please remain in your seats and follow the guidance of our staff there so that we can ensure that the pictures and the video is taken orderly. So please, just let me know. Would that be the official photographer? And then we will have the drone flying. Thank you. Todos acá. No, pero ahí están sus lugares. Sí, por favor. So we will have two pictures. We will take two pictures. The first where we are sitting, and then we will try to what? Will we? Yes, please, Najat. Yeah, that's the idea. So first of all, she is going to take one of us, and then she will take from here to the rest of the auditorium, and then we will have many other photos around. So, this one, yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, so Najat has a different idea, which we are going to follow. So basically, we are going to invite you all to come to the stage so that we can have a multitudinal photograph here. So please come join us here upstairs so that we can have the picture with everyone in the auditorium. Thank you very much.